Classic rock albums, you know that's what I do best. I've got some great stuff from the 70s and 80s coming right up. Hello Craig Vinyl community. Cheers by the way. Again, these are finds from November last year, 2016. So let's just get straight into it. What I've done here is I've pulled about 8 albums off the shelf that I've yet to review or show them to you. That I got in November, and I've put them in chronological order. TRex The Slider, 1972. I believe this is his 7th studio album. It features Telegram Sam and Metal Guru. Telegram Sam for me is the most familiar one from this album. And there's the label there, it was pretty cool. Interesting thing about this cover, there's argument whether it was the record producer Visconti or Ringo Starr. Visconti and Ringo Starr, actually Ringo was making a film or something to do with Mark Bolan or T-Rex, and Visconti says that it was actually him who took the photograph. He reckons he took the camera off Ringo to take some shots, yet I think the credits will refer to Ringo Starr as having the credit for this front cover, but there you go, T-Rex. I jumped to 1974. It's the Sweets, Desolation Boulevard. And this song has Fox on the Run, which is fairly famous. I think the song was released about a year later as a double A-side EP or 45 with Ballroom Blitz, which the Sweet also did later on. I've seen Fox on the Run being played by cover bands many times, and here's one here I saw the other day. Interesting note about this cover also was that this was shot in West Hollywood, the background, the building here, which is now known as the Viper Room, and of course which is where actor River Phoenix committed suicide. So that's the Sweet. We go to the 11th studio album by Uriah Heep, 1977, and really an album that didn't do too well worldwide. They did extremely well in Germany though. So in Germany they sold about 1 million copies. I think the album ranked about 15, made it to number 15 in 1977 in Australia and about number 47 in New Zealand thereabouts. So for Australia they hit, was it Flying? I think it was. I could be wrong. But I've yet to play it, but for me, I just love all Uriah Heep. When I see in 1977, this is their 11th studio album, I've got many more albums to get. I think I've got about 4 now. Okay, we now jump to 1980 and we go to an Australian band. Flowers or Icehouse? Now apparently when they were recording this is their debut album, which is better known as Icehouse now, but at the time they were known as Flowers, but they were changing their name at the time of release. So there was a lot of confusion at the time what they were called, but for this album specifically, it's the band Icehouse and the album was called Flowers, so just to make it even more cryptic. They had 3 massive hits in Australia. There was Hey Little Girl, The Wall, and Can't Help Myself. So those songs are regularly played on popular radio stations in Australia. We now jump to 1981. It's the legendary jazz soulful Sarah Vaughan. Now this is called the legendary Sarah Vaughan, 16 legendary performances on CBS. I'm guessing, I don't know, but I'm guessing this is probably part of a series. I don't think I've shown this one VC to you, but so this came out in 81. Sarah passed away, I think, in 1990. And just before that, she actually won 4 Grammys in her career and was inducted to some Jazz Hall of Fame in 1989. So probably my favourite song on here will be Summertime. So just a beautiful voice. Very unique too. Okay, from 81 we jumped to 83. The Rolling Stones, Undercover. And Undercover was generally by Stones fans seen as a backward step for them. Poorly received, mixed reviews from critics. I mean, they still went on to sell millions of them. I think their previous 8 studio albums all reached #1, but this one didn't. Made like #4 or #5 in US, UK respectively. There's reports at the time that Jagger Rich's feud of the 80s, mid-80s was really happening here. Jagger was wanting to keep up with musical trends and with writing and performing and sound, whereas Keith, of course, wanted to keep to the old roots and blues, rock. So there's some discrepancy there. There's also, I reckon Jagger was going through a dark time or something, with the song titles and reference to blood and things like this. So, I mean, I absolutely love the Stones. This is a must for my collection, but I agree it ain't one of their best. 1988 and Van Halen, OU812. For a lot of us VC members out there, this is probably brings back some good memories for us. We're all around that same age bracket, aren't we? 40 to 50, most of us. Most of us. And this has side 1, track 2, When It's Love, which I really like. Lastly, 1987. Oops, I've gone back a year. Is Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love. It's his 8th studio album, this one. And for me, it's got the song Brilliant Disguise, which I absolutely love. I still do. I loved it when it came out. I bought the 45. I really love it. But for Bruce, again, it's an album that a lot of fans don't like out of his repertoire. Reports that Bruce never really played a lot of music from this album. I think he was going through a broken marriage at the time, and also moving away from the E Street Band. So you'll find there's a lot of mid-tempo sort of ballady type songs on here from Bruce Springsteen. But for me, his voice still kicks ass on this. And as I said, Brilliant Disguise, I love. Great song. Thanks for watching, VC. I'll be back again soon with some more videos. Keep watching. Don't forget to comment below which one was your favourite album there. Which one of those would you play again and again. So hope all is well. Cheers out, and we'll see you around.